Hello, I'm Robert Cartwright of the Cartwright Law Firm, and I'm here to talk to you about the ASR hip implant recall and the status of the litigation today. Some of you may have seen me last year on KRON TV talking about the Australian recall, and I said there were problems in this country and they'd stopped using the DePuy ASR hip in March of 2010. Since that time, since I filmed that segment, the device has been recalled in this country. The reason it was recalled are a number of failures that have occurred in this country. This device was never properly FDA approved. The company submitted it without proper testing, and there are multiple defects. The surgeons have a difficult time implanting it, even the surgeons that invented this thing. Once it's implanted, there can be edge loading and wear due to manufacturing defects and design defects that cause two things to happen. One is particles to wear off the metal parts and get into the surrounding tissues, which causes osteolysis or breakdown of the bone and breakdown of the tissues, an immune response right around the implant, which causes loosening and failure of the implant. Very serious problem. Secondly, cobalt chromium ions, which are part of the stainless steel device, get into the bloodstream and systemically cause damage. Can cause dementia, blindness, tumors around the body, all kinds of different problems that are very, very serious, and you need to stay on top of that. So this is why the device was ultimately recalled. A 10% failure rate initially, now estimated to be 20% within just a few years of this device being on the market. The predicted failure rate is going to be as high as 50 to 100%. So if you have one of these devices, or if you have a device but don't know, it's time to find out. You know, I've had a number of clients call and say, gee, I've got a hip replacement, but I'm not sure what I've got. It's important that you find out. The reason is that by the time that people are starting to experience symptoms from this device, there's already significant failure that may be occurring and damage to the surrounding tissue and bone, which makes it much harder to have a revision and much more dangerous. The success of your revision depends upon the health of the tissue and the bone when the revision's done. Find out what kind of an implant you have. If you have a DePuy, you likely need to go get tested to see if you have elevated blood metals in your blood. Go talk to your doctor now, find out what you've got, and get tested. Many people have called me and said, well, what can I do? The fact is there's litigation pending all over the country, particularly here in Northern California. The advantage you have, being from Northern California, is that you can sue in a state court, which is a huge advantage. Many people are being caught up in national litigation in the federal courts, which is going to be much more cumbersome right here in San Francisco because some of the inventors of this device are local. We're able to sue in the state court and have them coordinated by one local judge, which means that your case will be handled individually and you'll get individual attention on your case. If you're having a problem, you are entitled to bring a claim for product liability against the manufacturer of this defective device and entitled to your economic losses as well as all the pain and suffering and inconvenience that you are going to have from this device, which will be substantial. At the Cartwright Law Firm, we recognize you have a choice of legal providers. In other words, who's going to represent you in this very serious case. The reason you should choose us is we've been doing product liability work for decades. I've handled many, many medical product liability cases, and I've been a Trial Lawyer of the Year finalist for a verdict I got in front of a jury in a medical product liability case. More importantly, I understand hips. I have a DePuy hip. I have a DePuy metal-on-metal pinnacle hip that I got because I was a marathoner and a triathlete, and I simply wore my hips out. And I was told, just like you were, this was going to last 30 years. So I'm upset about it. I'm upset about these devices, and I am looking forward to representing people who have been wronged like I have. You've just gotten some very brief information from me regarding the hip recall. I know you have a lot of questions. Please feel free to call me at any time. My number is 415-433-0444, or it's the Cartwright Law Firm, www.cartwrightlaw, all one word, .com. A lot of information for you on the website. I look forward to hearing from you and helping you with your case.